Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Well, apparently all it takes for some XRP haters, people who have despised XRP for like a decade, all it takes for some of them to come around is for the price of XRP to come up. As if that means that there's some sort of fundamental shift, and no, now XRP is finally useful. It's funny how people work. The utility for XRP, if you've been paying attention, it's been doing nothing but increasing year after year after year. And it's clearly been attracting a large number of humans that jump into the crypto space. But for some reason, there have been so many people over the years that just couldn't see it. They couldn't fathom it. And they had bad takes on why XRP, in their eyes, would not be long-term viable. And so here we are, and here's one of the guys that has been screaming for years. XRP doesn't make sense, it's not going to perform well, and he was dead wrong, and at least to his credit, I'll give him credit here, he has admitted he was wrong. Look at this headline from the Crypto Basic. Billionaire investor praises XRP, says, I was wrong. Well, hot damn, because he's been crapping all over XRP for a long time, and he just did not get it. He's a billionaire crypto investor and the CEO and founder of Galaxy Digital. He should have known better. I don't know how he has had such bad takes. It doesn't make sense. XRP is not the only thing he got wrong. I'll explain more as we get here. Now, while I am giving credit where it's due, I have got to offer a little bit of a critique on some of the stuff that he said, because I still think he's missing the mark. I don't think he understands why XRP is persisting, and so I want to drop some science on him. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say are right. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so there are tons of examples for much of the last decade of Mike Novogratz saying all sorts of things about XRP that just have not aged well. They really haven't. I'm just going to highlight one example, and then we'll move on here. This is a headline from February 6, 2020. XRP has outperformed Bitcoin in 2020. Ripple CEO answers Mike Novogratz on his skepticism. And so there's a quote from Mike Novogratz here, and this is 5 years ago at this point. But here he said, in reference to XRP, it did underperform immensely last year. I think it will underperform immensely again this year, and it's just because of the supply. Now, that's interesting. The supply argument, that has never made sense, because XRP ran to its previous all-time high in 2018 with the same supply, the same tokenomics. So yes, there's more XRP considered to be in circulation, but the tokenomics have been the same. There's more people in crypto now also. So it clearly just did make sense. If XRP could run from half a penny to $3.35, hit a new all-time high in 2018, clearly there's not a problem with the tokenomics, right? That should be obvious. I don't know how he didn't see this. This is not a stupid human, and he's a billionaire, and he's been successful. How does he not get that very simple concept? That's never made sense to me. I'm sorry, the supply is a problem? That doesn't make any sense. In fact, in terms of if you want to consider the increase in supply, some will call it inflation, but really just the increase in the circulating supply, the way that it's calculated in the crypto space anyway. I mean, there have been years where Bitcoin's percentage increase was greater than XRP's. Like, that's a fact. That's a real thing. So there are, like, so many signals that that's just a bad take here. And then as far as noting it didn't, it underperformed the year prior, that was 2019. We're in the depths of the bear market then. The market bottomed at the end of 2018. I believe the actual bottom for Bitcoin, I'm pretty sure it was December 15th, 2018. And the reason I remember that is because it's the day after I launched my YouTube channel. I'm almost 100% sure that's true. You can go fact check it though. But so anyway, throughout 2019, yeah, you climb up a little bit and then you go down a little bit, but that's an accumulation phase right there. For someone of his experience to think that whatever would happen in 2019 would be indicative of what was going to happen in the future is just silly. That's like the way that people new to investing think. Like, oh, it hasn't done well for right now while I'm looking at it, so I guess it just doesn't do well in the future too. Like, that's what people new to investing say. It's astonishing. So anyway, CoinDesk wrote an article about those comments. Brad Garlinghouse didn't take too kindly to it, and he reposted that article on X. And this is on February 5th of 2020, over 5 years ago. And he wrote, and I remember covering this on my YouTube channel at the time. He wrote, is this thing on? Can I get a fact check on aisle CoinDesk? XRP has outperformed Bitcoin and the broader crypto market in 2020. XRP is up 44%, 19.1 to 27.5 versus Bitcoin's 33%, 7,100 to 9,500 so far this year. God, wouldn't you have loved to have bought XRP at 19.1 cents or 27.5 cents? A little more expensive now, isn't it, right? And so even at that point, XRP was already outperforming. And also, towards the end of the year, you get into November, XRP ramped up to like 80 cents in November of 2020. So Mike Novogratz was clearly wrong. Now, yes, it did crash back down to like 16 cents, but that's not because of the tokenomics or the XRP ecosystem. That was because the SEC sued Ripple and attacked all XRP holders on a global scale. So Mike Novogratz was disastrously wrong then too. But you know what he did think made sense? Luna. Remember Terra Luna? Do you remember that? Caused a lot of chaos in crypto markets, let's say. Well, here's Mike Novogratz. January 4th, 2022. He got a tattoo and he's showing it off on Twitter, now known as X. That is real. What's on your screen, that is very real. Mike Novogratz wrote, I'm officially a lunatic. Thanks, Do Kwon. Now, Do Kwon is the founder of Luna. And he gonna be in prison for a long time. Here's a newer headline from January 6th of this year from The Street. Fallen crypto king Do Kwon facing 130 years in prison after $40 billion collapse. So he got a tattoo of Do Kwon's coin, and it went to zero. Here's Watcher Guru noting this on May 13th of 2022. In January, billionaire Mike Novogratz showed off a new Luna tattoo. 5 months later, the cryptocurrency crashed 100% to $0. So think about this. He believed in Luna so much that he got a tattoo of it. Disastrously wrong, it went to zero, while at the same time screaming XRP doesn't make sense, he doesn't get it, and now that's worth a fortune compared to when he said it didn't make sense and wouldn't do anything. So the judgment here isn't the best, let's say. So I'll give him some credit where it's due. But what did he say? Well, that's where we got to talk. We got to have a little conversation about this. That's Mike Novogratz on the screen right there with the Where's Waldo glasses. Found you. And this is a video shared by XRP community member Bank XRP. And I transcribed this. There's actually 3 different video clips. Here's the first one. This is Mike Novogratz. He says, I was wrong. I was wrong in that I thought lots of these ecosystems would go away, and they didn't. And I have a very different view on this now. It's the libertarian view. If people want to be part of the XRP army, let them. That's their decision, and XRP has a narrative, and they like it. In some ways, all of these ecosystems have a little bit of a store of value in them. Okay, first of all, thank you so much, Waldo, for letting me know that I'm allowed to be part of the XRP army. And he said, if people want to be part of the XRP army, let them. Oh, thank you for the permission. I will proceed then. Thank you, Waldo. He says, that's their decision. It has a narrative. Oh, it has a narrative, does it? Look. This is so stupid. XRP, when it was created, it was created by early Bitcoin developers. They were just trying to build a better version of Bitcoin, and they succeeded. They wildly succeeded, right? So there are real-world events that developed around the XRP ecosystem that XRP community members are aware of. Those were widely discussed. It attracted XRP holders. If you want to call that a narrative, to me that just kind of diminishes it. It's not just a narrative. It's real-world adoption of the technology. And it's impressive technology, especially compared to Bitcoin. Yeah, people like the attribute. It's not just some sort of narrative. When you say that, it diminishes it. Why would you say it like that? That doesn't make sense. Now, he did say, and he acknowledged this, and I mostly agree with this, he said, in some ways, all these ecosystems have a little bit of store of value in them. Oh, I'm sorry, a little bit? Look, as I've insisted, any cryptocurrency that has utility will also have people invest in it as a store of value. Duh. Because if something has utility and you want to diversify and get into the crypto space, Might you invest in a cryptocurrency that has utility and is functionally useful for people and businesses? Because that would give you confidence it's probably not going away. Yes, every coin can do that store of value thing that Bitcoin's doing. All of them, if there's utility. For the long haul, yes. So when he says they have a little bit of store of value, no, they have a lot of bit of store of value. He still doesn't get that part either. It's amazing to me. He's not stupid. I just don't know how he's so poorly analyzing the space. Then there's another clip, and he said, again, I transcribed this. He said, I was skeptical that XRP would have staying power because Ripple owns 55%, 50% of them. So he's estimating there. That just doesn't seem a proposition that would work, and I've been wrong. Okay, well, I'm glad he acknowledged he was wrong, but again, if demand is outpacing any sort of increase in the circulating supply, think about this logically. So there are, 57 billion XRP considered to be in circulating supply? So you can't even have a 2x in supply, right? Because there's not enough XRP in existence to have a 2x increase in the circulating supply. So even if all of Ripple's XRP, all the XRP they hold, if that was considered to be in circulating supply and it was available on exchanges, okay, fine. And that will, most of it probably will be over a span of X number of years, whatever it's going to be. It's not going to just all flood the market at once. It's an escrow, obviously. But my point is you can have less than a twofold increase, but what fold increase can you have on the demand side? Are you going to have more than twice as many humans jump into crypto? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times as many humans jump into crypto over a span of how many years? And it's not just the quantity of humans. What about institutions jumping in? Because institutions will jump in with boatloads of money. That could be worth 1 million humans that have far less money. So how did he not get this? He doesn't understand simple supply and demand dynamics. How? He's the CEO of a large crypto company and he's a billionaire. How does he not get this? This isn't complex. It was so obvious that a guy like me with no financial background jumped into crypto in 2017, I saw it instantly. How does he not get this? It doesn't make... How? Like, somebody tell me how he didn't see this. Jesus Christ, it's simple supply and demand dynamics, folks. Here's the third clip. He said, the narrative at one point has to be met with some utility. Otherwise, we just have a casino and things go up and down. And because it's so easy to issue tokens now, you have almost an infinite amount of supply response. So while you're seeing Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP even, other than Solana, the top 5 tokens were issued way back because they had time to build their communities. And so, folks, I will pause to acknowledge there is something to being the first mover and one of the first movers. You have time to be cemented. And if you're adopted for a particular use case, or because, in this case, a crypto has certain attributes that are viewed to be valuable, it's hard to supplant those unless you have something that's 10 times better at whatever the thing may be. And so that's why with XRP settling in real time in 3 to 5 seconds, even though there are coins that technically settle faster, the world doesn't care. Because if you're sending money and you want it done instantly, 3 to 5 seconds effectively is instantly. So if you knock that down to like a second or half a second, it like what are you fixing at that point? I mean, fine, great that it could do it if so, but is that something that's going to make people switch the technology that's already been adopted? Well, no, obviously not, right? It has to be way, way, way better. It has to be something that entices. It can't just be something like that, for example, anyway. And so, yeah, XRP had time to be adopted. And because it just works. I mean, you're talking over a decade ago, XRP fulfilling the promise of what Bitcoin was supposed to be, a peer-to-peer cash system as envisioned by Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah, that matters to people as it turns out. Yes, it does. That's why it's here. Anyway, then he said, yeah, here we go. And those communities are really, really vibrant. The biggest surprise that I've seen in this market was how resilient communities of what I thought were meh tokens were. I would have never thought XRP would have been the best performing token after the inauguration, but it was. The XRP army is vibrant and strong. I was talking to Brad Garlinghouse and he said, I'm not even sure where it comes from. All right, so he acknowledges that communities matter. Fine, they do. That's a thing. But where do they spring from? Why do they exist? Here's the part that he just doesn't get. He just thinks that communities are there, and whether or not there are good reasons, the communities are there. No, the communities are there because there are good reasons. Now, it doesn't mean that some of these coins that have large communities can't go to zero, but you need to let the technology evolve further to find that out. But to think that there aren't logical reasons for these communities to exist, that's where he still does not get it. He just thinks they're there and they like a narrative, and so they're here. Oh, it's like he's looking down on us. It's kind of insulting still. It kind of is. How does he not get this? The reasons that we're here, ask a XRP community member, you're going to see a lot of overlap in answers. The technology just works. That's a major one. Store of value, actual utility. The reason that this persists. Because look, XRP is one of the first cryptocurrencies ever created, but there were a lot of cryptocurrencies that were created around the same time, and XRP persisted. That's not a fluke. It could have been any of the other coins, except for the use cases and the technology and the combination of those things. It wasn't sufficiently compelling, but for XRP it was. That's why the communities are created. It's not just they happen to be there and we're stupid, and now there's a narrative and we're stupid and we're just holding the coin because reason. He makes it out to make us sound like a bunch of slack-jawed yokels. Okay? That's not what's going on here. It's because it makes sense. It's because there is utility. It's because of the technological prowess of the damn thing. That's what he's missing here. Because of that, people like me came along, and it's true, I'm sure, for all of you too, but I came along in 2017, I researched, and I was like, oh wow, there are business models that couldn't exist if not for this exact technology. I will invest, and it's useful, and I like the attributes of it. There are all sorts of reasons. So I did. It wasn't because I got tricked into some sort of narrative. It makes sense. It just makes sense. So the utility in all of this must come first. Then you have the community as a result of that. That's the way it's supposed to go anyway. Now, you can have other communities, especially for some of these meme coins, fast forward a decade or two, they're probably pretty much all gone. I would still bet that's the case. But let the asset class mature. To not understand that there's real utility for XRP, that's where you absolutely lose me, though. It just doesn't make a damn bit of sense. So some credit where it's due. He acknowledges he's wrong, but he still doesn't know why he's wrong. That's why I'm making this video, so I could point out he doesn't know why he's wrong. He's getting it wrong. He's like, okay, he's recognized the community, but in this condescending way, he's like, well, they like the narrative, just let them do it. No, Waldo, that's not what's going on here. There's more to it than that. How do you not see this? You're a CEO of a gigantic crypto company and you're a billionaire. How do you not get these very basic concepts? It's simple stuff here. And you've been crapping all over the token and getting it wrong for the better part of a decade at this point. So I'm glad you're starting to come around, but you still don't get it. You're not recognizing the actual utility. You don't understand the very simple concept of supply and demand as it pertains to the XRP ecosystem. You sure as hell don't see all the developments and all the headlines, which absolutely should instill confidence for anybody that holds XRP as far as long-term viability is concerned. How do you not see all of this? It's staring you in the face and you're missing it. It couldn't be more obvious. God damn. I don't think I'm some sort of genius for picking XRP in 2017. It was obvious. You just had to pay attention. And you were paying attention, right? And you still couldn't see it? What? How? It's amazing to me. Really burns my biscuits, son. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.